The first step to making our side areas, as previously discussed, is making a template out of the road we've already made. So if I go to my road model 1000, I can right click on it and I can select Save as Template. I'll give it a task template name, so road model 1000 template, and I can simply press Save on that. Now whenever I make a road task now, if I select it, and I press my templates button here on the far left, I can see that I've got a road model 1000 template. When I select this, it's saved everything that I had previously, so all the surface descriptions, all the pavements, the original alignment that I've got selected in my calculation basis as well. So we can use this to quickly change the alignment it's based off of and modify the descriptions a little bit, as we obviously don't want full roads coming across here. We just want our edge areas, like we see at the side here with our ditches and our cycle path. Now the alignments that we're going to use are held within our intersection task. So I'm just going to close out of that road task for now. And if I go into Roundabout and I open up the features that I have in here, if you don't have the option to do this, go to the cogwheel on the top right of your Explorer panel here, and you need to turn on Show Result Features for Tasks. Now under here we can see all the different alignments that this intersection tool has created. Now the ones of interest for us are going to be these roundabout 1000 underscore shoulders. We've got 4 of them for each arm of the roundabout. And for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to just view these on their own. And now we can see exactly what we're working with. And if I was to just drag and drop my road model in there too, we can see that they connect up to that. Let's start off with the one that's connecting to the footpath cycle lane. If I just select that, I can see it is shoulder 2-3. If I go to my road models, I'm going to create a new road task. Remember, I've got my template selected here, and I'll do road model 1000. Give it an underscore, and I'll say 2-3. Now the alignment this is based on, we know that we've just looked at it, and it is 2-3. I'm going to leave full length as ticked, as we want it to go right from the start all the way to the end in this case. Now if I was to press finish now, we could see the result of that. And I'll do so just for a visualization. Once that's built, I'm going to drag and drop it into my view, and let's see what we've got. So we've got a couple of issues. First of all, obviously we've got the entire road here. So we know that we need to chop part of it off. And secondly, the footpath cycle lane is on the wrong side. So we're going to have to copy all of our descriptions from the left-hand side onto the right-hand side, which is not a problem. So let's start by going into Design, and we'll open up Road Surfaces. Notice how I didn't go in the cross-section viewer here. Just to be quick, I selected that. Now in here I get my left and my right sides, as we're now familiar with. So, for my right-hand side, I know that I need to copy across some of the information from the left-hand side now. And that information is going to be all of these left extras that I have. So I'm going to right-click and make copy on opposite side. If I go and look, we can see everything that's added in there now. Now the ditch that is on here originally, we now don't need. So I can right-click and clear contents. So what I can do with these is for my shoulder, I can simply clear the contents. But then for my carriageway, I'm just going to reduce the width to 0.0001. That's just to make the road model a bit cleaner, as if you were to fully delete that, it may cause some issues. So now if I were to press Apply, and OK, and I finished once again, let's see the difference that's made. Okay, that's looking a lot cleaner. Now the only thing is we just need to cut off this other side, this left side of the alignment. And we can do that by going back into our road surfaces. We can go onto the left side and we can go to boundaries. Now I'll add in my chain edges here of 0 to 9999. And the surface I want to be centerline. So that means that it's just going to cut off everything on the left hand side from a centerline. Apply, OK, and finish. And now we should get our desired result. That looks great. It continues on exactly from where we want it to, all the way through to the end of the alignment. Now let's move on to the other shoulders as well. Our next one I'll do will be shoulder 3, 4. So I'll go to create my road task again, and I'll do underscore 3-4. And my line is going to be changed to shoulder 3, 4 as expected. If I go into my design tab, road surfaces, we'll do a bit of forward thinking here as we can see the direction of the alignment now. We know it starts here, which means that the left hand side is obviously the side that we want to cut off. So on that left hand side, I'm going to add in a boundary, 0 to there, as we only want the right hand side of this. Now if I just go and familiarize myself with the right hand side again, we can see that we've got all of our ditch slopes, that's fine. What we don't want, again, is going to be our shoulder and our right lane. So I'm going to clear the contents of my shoulder. With my right lane, I'm going to change the width to 0.001. I'll press apply, OK, and then I'll finish out the road task. Now it's been built, I'll drag and drop it into my view, and there we are. First time perfectly lines up. It's great to see. Now for the final two. So let's select this one, and this is shoulder 1, 2. Just zoom in a bit so I can see the direction of the alignment. So we can see the left hand and the right hand side there. Perfect. Now I need to create my road task. So Novapoint Road, do 1, 2, change the line that I'm using here. In design, go to road surfaces. I know that I need to chop off the left hand side again, so I'm going to add in a boundary at the center line. Like so. And then on that right hand side, I'm going to change it to remove my shoulder, and then change the width of my carriageway. Press apply, OK, and then finish. Dragging and dropping that into view. Looks like this. Great. Now for our last one. We can see the direction of the alignment. So I'll go road again. By process of elimination, this must be 4-1. 4-1. Input my line. Everything else is good. Go into my design, road surfaces. I'll need to put a boundary on the left hand side again. From 0 to 9999. And on the right hand side, I need to remove my shoulder. And just leave the carriageway in. It's 0.001. Apply, OK, and then finish to build the task. Drag and drop it into view. That looks as expected. And then finally, if I were to grab my roundabout, drag it and drop it, we can see that we've got a nice cohesive roundabout design with a main road attached to it as well. The next steps will include adding some trees along the side as well as a retaining wall. like we see in the cross section. So if we go back to it, in here, we can see that we have some trees that follow along, as well as some kind of resistant fencing. We're just going to use a placeholder as a kind of a concrete barrier that goes along the side.